Hey guys, welcome back to Smashing Punk Fan. Here I am opening up another Predator 3500 inverter quiet generator. As we're going to unbox this one, it's actually the new design, but it's the old design. Not exactly sure why Harbor Freight likes to bounce back and forth between these two designs, but the one that I just unboxed is the better of the two, and I'm going to show you why here coming up. But what we do have is it comes with a brand new funnel. I do use an old Coke bottle. It's a 20-ounce bottle, but you only fill it to 16 ounces. That's what it takes for oil capacity. It does come with this nifty little toolkit that is also a spark plug remover. You can see on the end here, it actually has a rubber grommet to grab the spark plug once you take it out. It's kind of cool, this little toolkit. This is also a double-ended screwdriver. It has a flathead and a Phillips. All you have to do is rotate it, plugs right in, easy peasy. Then you have 12-volt direct charging capability, and it has a special and unique plug on the face there. It's kind of unique to the inverter. You also have a RV ready twist lock adapter connector. I don't use this because I actually use a power cable that supplies the houses, but this is what it's capable of, so you know it's RV ready. Don't forget the DeWalt 1/4-inch driver set and some fresh coffee because it's really cold out here. So we're going to start off by adding oil to our generator here. We're going to fill the bottle to 16 ounces. There is a black marker there at the top. You can kind of see it, but it's a little bit better in person. But once you get done filling it up, we'll have it ready and I'll show you how to remove the panel on the side of the generator so you can oil up and get ready to go. So on the left hand side of the generator here, there's a cute little access port that's twist lock available, so you don't actually have to use a screwdriver to take it off. But if you want to take off the whole side panel here, I feel like it's easier just to make sure the funnel's in there correctly. You can see if you did have a spill, it's easier to get access to. You're going to pour in your whole 16 ounces at once. It takes a second to drain down, so just be patient with it, especially if it's cold. Your oil's going to be moving slower. Double check the dipstick, and the way you check the dipstick is you dip it in without screwing it in. Pull it back out, that's the actual level on it. So not only was the oil access panel easier to deal with on this version of the generator than the previous one, it comes with these cool little screw bits that actually are the easiest to install. And even though you only install the battery once for the life of this thing basically, it's so much easier to actually screw them in. The other one I had to use cardboard, get the little nodule thing up there before the threads would grip, and it was terrible. I don't like the old design. I'm so much happier with this old new design the way it was. It's basically, I just remember it by left hand side is the oil change. There, it's a winner. Sold. So as we get done finishing up some of the filling of the gas here, I'm going to show you some of the key differences between the new design and the new old design that I prefer on the right. Of the better two units, the battery tray being on the right hand side, it actually fits better. There's better connection for the wires and everything on the inside. It's just better on this right hand side one. The oil change alone, you're actually able to twist off the door handle there with just by hand. This one needs a screw, and it tends to break off these pull cords. I don't know why. This one on the right hand side, that pull cord would last the entire year warranty or 2-year warranty. It just never fails. You're also able to take off that side panel with just 2 screws. This side, you can take off that panel. There's nothing behind there, nothing you actually need access to, not the air filter, the carburetor, or anything else you need to get to. The exhaust here is also offset on the poor design. It's on the right hand slightly side like that. The screws are attached in a funky way. The better one, it's centered. The screws also, the plastic that they screw into is stronger. It's a better design all around. I don't know what they've done differently with that other one. It's awful. So I'm so glad to see this unit back in function, back in circulation. It's just better. The glass view here for the fill on the fuel, it's easier to see on the new one. Check that out. It's so much clearer, it's sharper. Yes, I know it's brand new, but it actually will stay that way the entire life of the unit. Kind of surprising. So I'm going to do an initial fire up here so you can hear what it sounds like. Whenever it kicks on, we're actually going to cycle off the eco throttle here. It's beautiful compared to the one on the left. The one on the left just sounds horrid. It's old. It is older. It's been used for a year, but still, these things are amazing right out the box. Even the one on the left, as much as I'm pissing all over it, it is still a good design from Harbor Freight. It definitely beats out the Honda version it's competing with. The cost versus quality, so I highly suggest you check it out. I do want to thank you guys for liking this video, for subscribing, for watching, sharing with other Harbor Freight enthusiasts or Predator enthusiasts. Thank you guys so much for participating. Yeah, that one can just kick rocks, you know. I'm so glad that Harbor Freight brought this one back. It's easier to maintenance, to take care of, and the quality is better than the one on the left. So Thank you, Harbor Freight. Please keep this one in stock and cycle, and thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one.